Nadeco expels Tinubu, rejects 2023 presidential election result, says his declaration as winner is product of a poisonous tree. And that is true. That is true. Both the heaven and the earth, the good, the bad, both God and devil, everybody has rejected this election outcome. Everyone has rejected this declaration made by INEC declaring Tinubu president-elect when all the issues and even the election results were not complete. Quite unfortunate. What does this man gain? What does he want? The National Democratic Coalition United States chapter, Nadeco USA, has announced the expulsion of Nigeria's president-elect Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu for allegedly emerging through what they described as a fraudulent electoral process. Nadeco USA gave the indication in a statement over the weekend and signed by the Executive Director Lloyd Uku Esquire, disclosing that the expulsion would be formalized at an international press conference scheduled for tomorrow, Wednesday, at the National Press Club in Washington, D.C. It said it would not tolerate electoral fraud just because Tinubu, candidate of the ruling All Progressive Congress APC, was a founding member of Nadeco and stalwart of Nadeco USA. The group further disclosed that it has initiated moves to interrogate the Independent National Electoral Commission server and bimodal voter accreditation machines used for the February 25, 2023 presidential election in Nigeria with a view to extracting the original vote cast. It also disclosed that it will approach the United States Congress to commence the introduction of a non-binding resolution calling on the U.S. administration not to recognize the product of the election, stressing that it is the product of a poisonous tree. The statement reads in part, "We intend to hand out press kits containing, among other things, a synoptic 10-minute video highlighting the major flaws in the process just concluded. Nadeco will at the conference formally sever his relationship with Tinubu as a former founding member of both Nadeco Nigeria and Nadeco USA for his participation in the worst electoral fraud in Nigerian recent history." Remember, Nadeco fought Abacha as the military dictator who scuttled the will of the Nigerian people in 1993. Exactly 30 years later, in 2023, Nadeco is fighting the same dictatorship, but only this time a much more dangerous civilian dictatorship, okay, and mostly perpetrated by one of those who were in the trenches to fight Abacha. Nadeco will not look the other way simply because the fraud was perpetrated by one of its founding members. Now, after the conference, we intend to approach the U.S. Congress to commence the introduction of a non-binding resolution calling on the U.S. administration not to recognize the product of the election. It is the product of a poisonous tree. Wow. This same type of resolution was introduced by former Senator Ross Feingold of Wisconsin during the Yar'Adua election. Yar'Adua agreed as a compromise in order to withdraw the resolution, to openly admit that the election that brought him was flawed. You will recall that he did say so in his national broadcast to Nigerians. Nadeco shall further call on the international community to support the empaneling of a team of internationally acclaimed technical experts to interrogate the INEC servers and BVS etc. to extract the original information. So this is a very good one that is coming from Nadeco USA. This is very, very terrible. Okay, this is very, very terrible. So Nadeco USA, National Democratic Coalition, which Tinubu was one of the founding members, okay, now the group is saying they are not part of what has happened, what Tinubu has done, just because he was a founding member of Nadeco Nigeria and Nadeco USA. And what they're going to do is, first of all, they're severing their relationship with Tinubu, and then they're going to approach the U.S. Congress, okay, to go ahead not to recognize the product of this election, which is Tinubu himself, because it's a product of a poisonous tree. And then they're also going to do a forensic test, a forensic tech inspection of all the election materials, including the BVS machines, to be able to extract information, election information from the machine. Unfortunately, the same INEC is trying to approach the court to get permission to reconfigure the BVAS machine ahead of the governorship elections. And everybody is crying, saying it shouldn't happen. Because if that happens, it means that they are going to tamper with the information already in the machine, which is an evidence in the court because the case is already in court. So this is what is coming from Nadeco USA, and they are condemning that election outcome, also condemning what Mahmoud Yakubu did, and again, what they're doing now is also expelling Tinubu from their midst. So Tinubu from now henceforth is no longer a member of Nadeco USA because he has failed them. That is one of the founding members of Nadeco USA, Nadeco Nigeria. Does not mean that Nadeco will look the other way when this kind of thing is happening, because it concerns the public, it concerns the masses. It's not about individual, it's not about the political party, it's about the citizens of Nigeria. And that is a very good move that is now being made by Nadeco USA. And they're going to do that expressly without delay. They said on Wednesday, which is tomorrow, they are going to have a press conference in the USA in Washington, D.C., where they will say all of these things to the public officially. While this is a very good move, for the first time, somebody is emerging as president and the whole world is saying, no, you did not win. And it is obvious he did not win. That was why he went hurriedly at night to conclude the election with Mahmoud Yakubu, and then forced Mahmoud Yakubu to pronounce him winner at midnight. Quite unfortunate. Now, what he's saying is that he has been pronounced winner and there's nothing INEC can do about it anymore. They can't reverse it. Who told you they can't reverse it? Are you the judiciary? So they accept that, the judiciary is in the pocket of APC. They will dictate for them. They will tell them what to do. That's just the only problem. But if judiciary for any reason messes up with this case, then it becomes this bad precedent for Nigeria. Very bad one for Nigeria. I think the struggle continues. We had independence in 1960 from the foreign colonial masters. Now we are fighting for another independence from indigenous colonial masters within Nigeria. That is bad. That is bad. We left foreign slavery now, or foreign colonization. Now we are in internal national colonization by the Nigerian citizens themselves. And this one is worse off because what they are doing, I don't think the Oyibos did it. The Oyibos that colonized Nigerians, they made sure everything worked. They handed over a working nation to us. But now, between independence and today, everything has been bastardized. Everything has been destroyed. Quite unfortunate. So that is Nadeco USA saying they have expelled Tinubu from their membership because he is a product of a poisonous tree. So thank you for listening. Let's have a comment.